So as a demonstration of both building their brand and managing up, the team in France had some idea, actually prompted by, I don't know how many people know Arnaud Merlet in France. He's the COO. He came to Group 7's capstone. Group 7 in the room? Is that? Yeah, I think so. He came to Group 7's capstone. He was like, Ray, I want to live here. I want to do this. He's like so crazy passionate. So I think he came back from capstone. He's like, we need more ideas in France. We need to get better. How are we going to capitalize on all the Academy energy and passion and excellence? And so the team got together and they did this project, and we're going to hear about it now. Are we ready, Benoit, Alexandra? Yeah? Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Alex?
Sorry, where is the clipper? Thank you. So hi everyone, my name is Alexandra Beg, and this is Benoit Gauthier.
Hi everyone.
So we're both from the Sales Academy Wave 7, and we're extremely honored to present you today our action plan for SAP Paris. So they asked us to work on an innovative plan that we could suggest to the board in Paris. Imagine one day your CEO coming and telling you that you have to think about how to make this company different. We listed all of the problems, and we thought about how to work in a better environment, how to be more successful, and how to think about improving SAP brand. This is what happened for us, and this is what we work on. So before starting this presentation, we want to thank all of our Academy friends that work with us on this, and also thank the Academy for giving us this opportunity today to share with you our experience. So Benoit, can you maybe tell us more about the genesis of this project?
Thanks, Alex, for this introduction. About the genesis of this project. 1 year ago, our executive committee just thought that and realized that we had some issues in SAP in France. So they were thinking about how could they just rethink SAP in a new way, like out of the box, because they realized that we had issues outside of SAP. I mean, on the market, for example, with the customers or with the partners. And then they just realized that they had to make something different to change and rethink SAP. So they decided to inviting us, the young people of SAP, which is actually new into the company in France. And they just decided to say, okay, now it's up to you to help us to rethink the company. So, because as you all know, we have a very powerful institution in SAP who represents the young people, which is the Sales and the Pre-Sales Academy. And we are very lucky to be a part of this strong institution. So 9 months ago, as Alex said, our COO and our head of pre-sales came to us and inviting us to a design thinking session. So it was fun because it was the 25 people from Sales and Pre-Sales Academy all in the same room and thinking about how we can rethink the way to live into SAP and how we can rethink the brand of SAP outside of the company. So we spent a few hours in a room, and as you can know, 25 brains into the table who are thinking out of the box. A lot of ideas came up. And then we decided to just structure a little bit more the content, and we decided to pick just the 8 main ideas of this design thinking session. And then we split the group, like 8 groups, 1 group, 1 idea, and we just worked on it during a few months. And after a few months, it was like a lot of ideas come up, and we decided to just, once again, structure a little bit more, and then split the content of the project into 2 main parts. The first part was the internal aspect of the process to rethink SAP. And then the external aspect to rethink SAP, which is really important for us too. So, so we just established an action plan, and then we established an action plan, and then we were like just thinking about it. So now Alex is coming to say why and why now this project.
Yeah, so we had this presentation to do to the board, and we had to convince all of them, because Arnaud Merlet, our CEO, was really convinced, but we still had to do the rest of the work. So we had the idea of going in the street and ask directly to people what they think about the company, if they know the company at least. And this is the reason why we made this video, to show them the emergency of the situation and that we need to change now. So Benoit, can you maybe play the video?
Ah, too bad.
So it's directly in the file. Okay.
That's happened. It was okay during the dry run.
Yes, we dry run. Okay.
Yeah. Here it is.
Ok, bonjour.
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 Si je vous parle d'entreprise digitale, innovante, quel nom d'entreprise vous vient en tête?
Uber.
Apple.
Google par exemple.
Apple, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat.
Je pense à Facebook, je pense à Mac.
Bah, la première, je dirais Apple.
Par exemple?
Apple.
Apple?
HP, Compact, NetApp.
IBM, mais ça n'existe plus tout ça.
D'accord.
Hein?
Si vous le dites.
Et puis après, qu'est-ce qu'on pourrait avoir d'autre?
Apple?
Ouais.
Quoi d'autre? Est-ce que vous connaissez SAP?
Oui, bah oui, sans face.
Tu connais pas SAP?
Je connais pas. Non. SAP?
Non.
Pas du tout.
Non, je connais pas du tout. SAP?
Ouais.
Ouais, de nom, c'est un logiciel.
Oui, c'est un logiciel ça, non? Pour faire de la programme? Ouais.
L'image que tu as de SAP en fait.
Une image très floue, je suis pas...
Pour moi, SAP, c'est tout sauf digital.
Faut avoir les moyens quand même pour avoir un SAP, c'est pas donné à tout.
Donc pour vous, SAP, c'est l'ERP?
Oui, c'est ERP.
D'accord.
Honnêtement?
Oui, honnêtement.
Ça tourne, hein. Non, le logiciel il était un peu archaïque, mais enfin c'est vraiment trop...
Marc?
Oui.
Comment te sens-tu chez SAP aujourd'hui?
Ah, je dois te répondre là.
Moi j'aimerais travailler avec Google.
IBM.
IBM?
Ouais. Ah, il y a Samsung, Apple, Facebook et...
Ok, je pense que SAP et Salesforce vont disparaître.
Pour vous, SAP, c'est le leader de l'ERP?
Oui.
D'accord.
Et quand on vous dit innovation, vous pensez à SAP?
Non.
Ils innovent plus, ils sont... Faut voir à l'intérieur comment c'est marqué des jeunes qui des idées qui...
Ouais.
Il n'y a que comme ça que ça marche.
Yes, so we want to give us...
Thank you.
Thanks. We want to give a special thanks to Midi. Thanks to her beautiful voice. It wouldn't have been the same. So, going back to the presentation, what is our action plan?
Thanks, Alex. So now, what is our action plan to doing that? Because we need an action plan. So, as I said, we split by two main parts this project, internally and externally. But the executive committees wanted to work more on the external part. But we decided, because we were thinking it was very important too, we decided to incorporate the internal part and to work just on the internal and our peers to reinforce the feeling of belonging in SAP. Because to be honest, and it's not a secret, and the executive committee in France is aware about that, the feeling of belonging, it's an issue in our market unit. And then we decided to work on the external part, which is improve the SAP reputation on the market with the customers with the partners, and in people in general, because as we can see on the video, we need to work a little bit on our brand strategy. So we decided to, we established an action plan, and then some very important key milestones, and then a budget, and then some wins that we agreed with the executive committee. So here it is on the board, some example of this win. First, on the internal part, the potentials. In our market unit in France, we realized that the best business school and the best engineer school doesn't really know SAP. So we decided to work with the talent management team and help them with the strong and the powerful network of the Sales Academy to improve SAP brand and help them and come to school and talk about what we've done in the Sales Academy, what's the Innovation Center in Paris, because maybe we can attract them to the company. They could be the talent of the future for the company. But if not, they could be the customer of tomorrow in 5 or 10 years. And it might be a good perspective, a good idea if they have the right picture of what is SAP, the right feeling. So we are working on it with the HR talent team, and they are very helpful, and we're going to make it at the end between Q3 and Q4 for the timeline. Then the pride. What we mean by the pride, it's more an HR perspective. For example, in SAP France, we don't have a welcome package. We don't have quarterly breakfast when you are just hired. So, for example, the EMEA region is currently working on an initiative to organize a quarterly breakfast for all the new hire with one senior leader of your market unit, which is really good to know more about the company or to build your network into SAP. So it's just about make something or help the company to reflect as a great tech company. Because I was talking about the welcome package, Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, or even Microsoft, they have welcome package. Maybe there is welcome package in other market units, but in France, we don't have that. And it's not about a revolution. It's just about the basics. So we are, all of us, in a customer-facing situation. So we all know that the first contact is the most important. So why don't do that for us into our company? So it's just get back to the basics. Then, working conditions. To be honest, we think that our building in France could be better. So we are just working and redesigning the coffee corner, which is very important for us because it's like the heart of your network, of the place when you need to take a break, or it's just very important. So we are redesigning this area we are working on it with people inside of SAP. Then another win, which I like a lot, this one, the team building. Can you imagine if your managing director come to you and said, we need you to think about a very innovative event, something different, something out of the box. That's exactly what's happened to us. We are working with our executive committee to rethink the way to make the team building in SAP France, which is a great opportunity because it's just not about fun, it's about know more your colleagues that you are working every day. And we deeply think that it's one of the best things to improve the life into SAP. Then, externally, the referencing. My God, sorry for that. We are a tech company. And in France, when you Google ERP, what comes first? Oracle, NetSuite, Microsoft, and a lot of French providers. SAP is on the second page. Yes, exactly. So we are working on that with the marketing director of France, but we are struggling a little bit with the internal process because it's a global process. So she told us that actually I can't do nothing, but I can talk about that with the global marketing director, but it's a process matter. So let's see what's going to happen by the end of the year. Then a special event. If we want to change the perception of SAP or of the market, we need to make something different. It's all about event, digital. All right, okay, that's interesting, but we need to make something different. So we were thinking about organize an event with 1 or 2 guests which are not in the tech industry. It could be a politics, it could be a journalist, and invited like a random assembly, people from different area and different origin, just to improve the SAP brand and make something different from the competition. We already did that in France last year, and it was a real success, actually. Then, the customer experience. We just wanted to make another customer journey when they come to SAP building, to make it unforgettable. And the most important thing is to make something very different from the competition. So now, Alex, could you just tell us more about what's going to happen?
So that was the whole strategy we suggested. And one of the wins that are actually more urgent than others is the customer experience. So we made it as a quick win. Today, the situation is this one. You can see there's only a front desk, a picture of Paris, and some sofas. So there's like an SAP logo, but it's really small. You can't really see like the whole space because it was really hard to take the picture, but it gives you like the first impression when you arrive at SAP Paris. It's not really branded. And we wanted to make it new. And we wanted to provide to customers and visitors a brand new and real experience coming at SAP. So imagine you're a visitor and you're entering SAP, and the first thing you will see is this huge screen displaying all of the latest innovations, but also all of the events coming and all of the updates for customers. Then, walking towards the front desk, you will ask for your meeting, of course, and you will be given an iPad where you could put your name, last name, company name, industry, role, all of this. Then all of this information is gathered in this badge. And this badge is related to an IoT sensor, which will allow us to display a relevant and dedicated message for each customer. So through the whole journey in the tower, you will have directly tailored messages displayed for him. For example, in the middle, we could imagine a table with a lot of iPads, and on each of them will be dedicated to one customer. Then walking to the rooms, there will be like some pieces of the EBC. Most of our customers are coming at SAP Tower to see the EBC, which is the Executive Business Center. It's the Innovation Center in France. So it's a really impressive and innovative center, and we wanted to give like a teaser to people coming at the tower. So since the ground floor, they will have a taste of what is going on upstairs. So there will be like an IT corner one side, a digital boardroom on the other side, a small room where we can provide another experience to customer, like a funny way of discovering new ways of doing business. Then we could also imagine in the room a relaxing area, of course, because this is the place it should be, like with coffee and food, things like this. That doesn't exist today. So regarding this project, we have some takeaways, of course, and we want to share them with you. We learned a lot for this project, and we're still learning because it's only the beginning. Now we have our action plan validated. We're working on this quick win, especially during these months. And this is a long-term project. So we're going to work on this until December for the quick wins, but also next year for all of the ideas Benoit talked about. So what we learned, it's to dare. Dare to act, and dare to suggest any ideas you have. The first time we presented to the board, they said that it was not crazy enough. They want more. They want us to feed them with like innovative and like the most creative things you could ever like come to mind. So dare to say what you think and dare to think crazy. Then be accountable of the opportunity, not a victim of a problem. We saw that yesterday, and we wanted to illustrate it through our own experience. So when Benoit was talking earlier about like talking to the HR team and asking them to get this welcome package, they were so reluctant. They were like, but this is already in place in EMEA, they're working on that, and it's supposed to come maybe next year, maybe the year after, we don't really know, but you don't really want to change. And actually we suggested that we should take the initiative first, like a prototype, and show them that we are able to do it on French market and that it works. And they actually agreed on it. And it was one wins that we earned like really rewardingly. Then make your environment valuable. This is the most important thing, your network. And thanks to this project, we grew our network. We're working with people that we didn't even know before in the company. And for example, facility management, the HR team we're not really used to talk to, marketing teams, like a lot of people we met, and we're really proud of working with them. So we want also to thank you all of the Academy members who worked with us on this, and of course the Academy to give us this opportunity to share and to be there today. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So, I think this is it. So if you have maybe any questions, we're more than welcome to take in it.
How much budget were you given?
So
that's the point.
That's the point. They don't want to tell us so that we're not limited in our way of thinking. They want us to think out of the box, but if they give us restrictions since the beginning, then what means that it will like break our inspiration. So we guess it will be around like 800,000, maybe 1 million, because only the entrance will cost at least 500,000 euros.
We will have another presentation in front of the executive committee. It should be between September and October, and it's actually the moment when the budget is, they are building the budget, so we will see after the presentation. But even for example, for a team building like this, that's, to be honest, it's really expensive. So they already know that, and we just have to try. We'll see.
They were even thinking about booking Disney. So could be like huge, like even better than this. We think it's not innovative enough, to be honest. Yes, please.
About the referencing, you said? Okay. He said that the referencing is the same problem in the other market unit. I didn't hear it very well, so.
So you want to answer?
No, let's do it.
Okay, so we're actually working with these teams, and they're making us aware of what is going on. So the thing that we have to do, we're taking it as a challenge to convince them that we should do it anyway. And like sometimes it's possible, sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
And like through the HR example, we showed you that it's possible to make them change, but we have to have the right arguments and like find this way of convincing them and not hurt them by saying this.
It's like you have to be a sales, but inside your company, which is sometimes more difficult than with a customer.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you
All right,
very much
thank you
for
very
your
much.
time, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Benoit and Alexandra. So Benoit and Alexandra came to us to, proactively introduce their initiative in SAP France. We would like to hear from you if you have led, other type of initiatives in your market units. Yeah, would you mind coming on stage, or do you? Brilliant. We would love to hear from you. So if some of you also would like to share their local initiatives, we would love to hear from you. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's really spontaneous. So when you just presented what you did in France, we did a similar thing in Germany. It was already, I think, last October. It wasn't driven from the Sales Academy, it was driven from the management team in Germany because they realized SAP wasn't seen as digital at all. So there was people from services, people from sales, people from development, and also from communications, and also from the digitalist. I think some of you might know it. So we came together in the App House, also had a design thinking session to think of how can SAP Germany, particularly on the German market, be perceived as more digital. And then we in the end had a competition and in front of the management team to present our ideas. And it wasn't really spread and be on the portal, all of that, but now the time has passed and some people, including me, also pushed some initiatives. And for instance, services did something in Ratingen in Düsseldorf. They now have a sort of D-shop. I don't know whether some of you know it from Palo Alto or other parts. So you have a D-shop established there, and that also was the budget was there. And then for my industry where I work, we had an idea of getting a Airstream. So let's say a mobile home equipped with a digital boardroom and a digital table and everything equipped, which we could take to the customer. So that's also one initiative. We're taking now the Airstream to the customer and showing, hey, SAP can be different. We can come with a mobile home to the customer and present what we're doing in digital areas. And also just little things like little gadgets. We're having, I don't know whether you know from the SAP Cloud Platform, you can have like a little sensor which you can buy for 10 euros. And you can just easily develop. I can't do it, but for developers, it's supposedly really easy. You can develop a few things and you can just bring it to the customer and present whatever you want to present and then just leave it at the customer, this little sensor with a little app. So you can have actually a digital gadget which you can leave at the customer. So these are different things that came out of a design thinking session and which was, supported by the management board, which was also supported in the industry, in the middle management. So I think this takes not only top management to drive it, but also people from the organization to bring it actually alive, because otherwise it's just gonna stick in the sense here. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yeah. Thank you. And last 2 weeks ago, when we were in APJ with Ray, in SAP Japan, Australia, Singapore, they want to think about co-innovation project with customers. So many customers, they want to rethink the way they transform their companies, so they want to have this approach as well. So if you have this type of initiative, it would be great as well. Thanks.
Thank you. So I was also part of a project where we had some of a similar background. So I'm part of the Center of Excellence for Analytics in the MEE region, and I'm also responsible for the digital boardroom. And I was approached by the colleagues from the Innovation Center Network one day, and they told me about a project they wanted to start with one of our customers, Lufthansa. You might know it. It's the biggest German airline. And they were thinking of, because we have the Sapphire every year, and we know from past years that there's always one flight, just one day before the Sapphire, and it's 80% only SAP customers and employees and partners. So the Innovation Center, together with the Lufthansa, came up with the idea to have an innovation flight to Sapphire. And I was approached just because of the digital boardroom to just show the digital boardroom at the gate or on the flight. And that's how I was becoming part of that project. And then they further asked me if I wanted to support them also for project management. And that's how we started the project. And what we did, so we had this gate event just before the flights to Sapphire, where we show some innovation showcases. We had the digital boardroom as virtual reality experience, and then we also had an innovative hybrid showcase with some VR racing challenge. Some of you might already know that. And we also had an airport showcase. You might have seen it as CeBIT, for example. So there were many innovative showcases we show, and I heard from many customers, because I was there also talking to the customers and getting some of their opinions on SAP, on their picture of SAP, the image they have. And it was always, oh, we didn't know that SAP can do something like that. That's really cool. And yeah, that's also how we're part of changing the image inside the heads of our customers. The name of it was Flying Lab, and and the plane itself then, oh, I forgot that part, was also a very interesting experience. So we had 6 speakers. We had one colleague from SAP, which is designer, chief designer, Martin Wysowski, and then also 5 external speakers, and they had very innovative topics, talking about the future of work and artificial intelligence, so many things. And what people could do, they could just sign up with their iPads, and then have all the keynotes that prepared them to Sapphire and gave them some inspiration, some motivation. It was not about products, it was just about innovative topics to show, okay, this is what SAP is doing. We are something different. We are not SAP how it used to be 20 years ago. We are actually a company that can show that we are innovative. So, yeah, that was part of the flight. And then we arrived there, and everybody was always, we talked with the customers after that and also recorded some videos. And they were all amazed by this experience. And I'm looking forward to the next year to see what we will come up with then. And maybe one comment. So I don't know if you've heard about this project. So the name of it was actually Flying Lab. There's also a video available on YouTube. If you want to check it out at home or maybe on your phone, just feel free.
Thank you. We will share.
Maybe just one more addition, because so for me, we talked about stretch assignment this morning, and actually because I was part of the project team, they really liked how we worked together, and they offered me a job at the Innovation Center, so I will have the opportunity to work there starting on the 1st of October.
Are you sure? Anyone else? Yeah.
So the opportunity that we are working at our market unit is that the management realized that in Africa you have to have a lot of cover for your opportunities because of a long sales cycle. So from the MD's office, we came up with an initiative to have everyone contribute to our pipeline. So we now have everybody in the organization. We are about 50 employees, and we have an initiative where every week, 1 week in a month, we do not do any customer meetings. We do not take any, we don't have any internal meetings at all. And we lock the whole week to do what we call pipeline week. So prior to that, we do a lot of preparation, and we have marketing actually funding this initiative because they branded the office with all marketing flyers and pipeline week to just encourage everybody to contribute to this initiative. And we actually had to teach everybody, because from reception through to consulting to project management, everyone was in the office to make sure that everybody contributed to calling a customer and to creating new pipeline, because that's what actually runs our business. So right now we have a lot of collaboration within our team members. They understand what sales goes through because they are calling the customer for the first time, and they are trying to understand what are those products that you're going to position. So we have positioned cloud first. So we say cloud first, we position all of our cloud positions. We have come up with transformational deals where we try and target to have big deals of $1 million. And we have about 5 team members because we cover 5 countries, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, and Ethiopia. And we have 5 teams in each country. And we try and make it very competitive and appealing so that there is a winning team member and they actually get a voucher to either have lunch or to do a spa. And each and every time we come up with new ideas to motivate everybody to just go out there, sell a lot of deals, have a lot of meetings. And what we do now is, because every month we have to do this throughout continuously, so what we do now, for the first month, we can create a pipeline, a lot of pipeline. The next month, we do a lot of progression so that we move a deal from phase E now to phase D. So we make sure all the meetings that were booked have been followed up, and then all those meetings are executed. And the pre-sales team, this is why I really like it, because I'm in GB and I don't get a lot of pre-sales support, but during pipeline week, everybody is willing to help you. We have teams flying from South Africa to come and help, and it's a really big initiative in Africa right now, which I'm really proud of.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yeah, please come on stage. Yeah, Philip. Yeah.
We came with the initiative called Customer. Can you hear me without a microphone? I think so. I was always famous for 10 out of 10 of SNP techniques. Okay. Customer Experience Centers, we named the initiative, and we supported it in the Czech Republic and Slovakia as well. And this is basically about providing our customers an experience with the videos. As many of you know, in Prague, the shared services center is located, right? So basically, many customers come to us, to the Czech Republic, to Prague specifically, just to see how this ant house is working, how people are working there. And we decided that why not to provide the atmosphere of our digital innovation, let's say. And we have taken the monitors, the screens, internal screens, and we decided why not to put there some kind of corridor videos, right, explaining our new solutions or giving them a message. So we found out that in SAP, there is a team of people who are producing corporate videos. So if you go to JAM on Customer Experience Centers Hub, you will see that there are already some pre-prepared stuff, and sometimes you really need a video, a corporate video of a SAP solution. So here you can see the corridor videos, some other demo content, and so on. And another interesting thing that I have found out, that actually within the corporation there is a tool which is called Digital Signature, which is a corporate hub for driving what is now shown, for example, in Czech Republic, in Prague, on internal screens. There are some playlists, for example, and you can see that we are showing some digitalist content or some other activities. So good idea, once you have a somebody, a customer visiting you, for example, in Paris, just to have on all internal screens a unified message, for example, SAP Leonardo, whatever, right? This really creates an atmosphere, and we have found out it in our new office building at Metronome, that really customers are not bored just looking around, but they have a unified message provided by us, for example, for cross-sell or upsell, or just creating the innovational atmosphere, let's say. So this is the tool that we found out using the videos, and as many of you know that till 2025, 70% of content on the internet will be in video form. So use videos and create an interesting experience for your customers. Thank you.
Spasiba. Anyone else? We have 5 minutes, so it would be fantastic if one of you... It could be a stretch assignment as well. You know, a local initiative or a speech you did in front of partner or customers at a local innovation forum or this type. You don't qualify for early talent, Bruno.
I just want to tell you one funny story, like how, for example, innovation can be funny. SAP Slovakia was moving to new building. I will try to find on YouTube the video, and we were transporting the big logo of SAP to new building, and it was live on Facebook and Twitter maybe and so on, and it crashed. There was a wind, so the logo crashed and collapsed a little bit, but you know, it was in all the news and newspapers, and we were quite famous. It turned out at the end good for SAP. Yeah, so also funny stories can be good for innovation. Yeah. So I will try to find the video on YouTube, and I will present it afterwards. Yeah. So.